Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's Sunday. You know what that means? Of course it means we're here continuing the journey of Ben 10 Omniverse. This is Season 8, Episode 4. Of course, we'll not know the title until I get into the episode. Sorry for taking the week off, guys, but it was great to get away for a little bit from YouTube and just work and all that kind of stuff and spending time with my mom and my grandmother. So I appreciate you guys understanding why I had to take a week off from doing my weekly or more so weekend shows, which is Batman Brave and the Bold on Saturdays and of course Ben 10 on Sundays. But now I'm glad that I'm back because Episode 3, before we took the small break, was crazy. I think it was like, let's do the Time War again was the title. And we had this time beast that kept getting out. We kept going back to the same thing. And then, of course, in this run back of the events that unfolded, here's Eon. And okay, now this time, here's Ben 10,000 with Professor Paradox. It's like so much of what's happening. But at the end, unfortunately, Eon still wins, and he's working with Mark Hamill's character. And I'm not saying the name, because I keep screwing up his damn name. You guys keep saying, it's pronounced like this. I understand that. But when I go to record, for some reason, my mind just doesn't remember what the fucking name is. So, hopefully, eventually, I'll get it before the end of the fucking show here. But regardless, Eon is working with him now, and he has, I think, 2 eggs of Time Beast, so I don't know what he's needing them for. It's not good. Whatever it is, it's not good. And they've done a good job of, like, having the character that Mark Hamill voices, but I don't think Mark Hamill said a line or a word to just show his character. Because paying Mark Hamill, it costs a lot of money. So if we just show the character and have other characters talking and make the scene work without him, then it works. But still, it was a really fun episode. I had a good time with it. At first, I'm like, I don't know about this episode. But as it kept going, it was great. We're getting closer and closer to the end, and I hate that, but hopefully, as seeing last episode 4 took, I said last week, well, we were off last week, if the last episode was any indication, hopefully, of the remaining episodes, I'm excited to dive in to see what's next, and hopefully we end on a good note in terms of good episodes, and not any more bad ones like the Marvel burrito and all that nonsense. Anyways, let's get down, guys, let's check it out, let's check out this episode. Let's go.
Where are you hiding? Great to hear your...
It's good to see her again.
Yes.
So soon.
I'm in Dos Santos. I don't need his help.
Oh my god, it's Ben, right?
Oh no,
but... not Ben. Oh, that's... She still has the picture. Oh.
That's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
time
new.
Cycles. They like time travel. We had a nice conversation. You practically begged me to come help you.
Why would I...
Well,
Wait,
you
what?
did.
Skurd. The slimy
Skurd.
miss.
The snot
I
thing.
picked up a parasite.
I'm looking for alien artifacts.
We already had this conversation in the future, remember?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. I didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
Forget that stuff Spanner said about us being a couple someday.
It's true.
Yeah.
I hate this version of the intro. Ugh. Ben 10. Wait, there's way more people now for some reason here.
Hey there. No need to be afraid.
They're like, oh my god, get the
Ben
phone out.
10, superhero? Why is she looking over here?
I am a blue fur-covered alien.
I need the Omnitrix to translate for me, and I'm thinking your slimy butt is stopping that from happening. Macho piñata. Llama aeropuerto, gracias, sombrero jalapeño.
There you go.
Yuka? Yuka machete dos ponchos?
I don't know what he's saying, but okay.
What's that you're saying?
La cucaracha, la cucaracha.
Ow!
What is wrong with you, Ben?
Oh, how much time do you have, darling?
Go! Asking you here was my grandpa's idea, not mine.
Whatever. Have fun finding your temple.
Oh, like an anchor. That was neat.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Hear what? I was just trying to
Try harder. Not everything's about you, Benjamin Tennyson. Personal space, dude.
Exactly. Well, you're gonna get married, so.
look.
Thank you.
What the what? That just happened.
The mystery of this temple has got nothing on the mystery of Kai Green.
What the hell? Okay, so it's real. Oh, of course, of course. It's not really doing much. Oh.
Not optimal.
Oh, that'll work. If he actually, yeah. It's not really working. That's handy.
Attention, please.
Attention. Oh,
You found it.
and there we have it.
Definitely extraterrestrial.
Oh,
It appears to
extraterrestrial.
predate the
That might
Earth
make sense
itself.
about the thing,
Let's
the
see
golem or
entrance.
whatever they just fought. His face just warped.
And to think, I kissed you for that.
But you did.
They are good.
Yeah, I figured for a second that was
I'm
who it
gonna
was in
be
the
sure to
shadows.
slap them all when this is done.
One second she's patting my head, and the next second she's stepping on it.
Women are hard to understand.
Neither of you is at ease around the other. I assume you are going to zing Kai for her lack of success. Why would I do that? I have often wondered the same thing. Yet
Ben, don't.
you have triggered a boo-boo trap. That's
Well,
booby
Ben,
trap.
boo boo trap.
What the?
Oh, that worked. Oh, we haven't seen this guy in a while.
Will you just do it?
We just do it. Oh,
If only you were as good at being normal as you are at being alien.
oh. Oh, shit. I think she said on something. Oh, no. About to say that thing's gonna wake up, yep. Oh, Ben, you silly goose. Oh! Will he be able to stop it, though? Oh. Careful. Clap. This is not going well. Oh!
Nothing can defeat me.
Oh, okay.
Look who I found playing Puppet Master.
Mmm.
A Galvin?
Yeah.
Hand me, you foul ape. I'll knock you Neanderthals into next week.
Bring it
Easy
on.
there. How old do Galvins get?
Older than
Yeah.
your pathetic quote-unquote modern
Pathetic.
civilization.
Okay, did you... Okay.
Paradox.
I feel a time travel headache coming on.
Maybe you can explain what's going on here?
Yeah.
Because
Can
this
you?
Indeed. Maltruant. The
Maltruant,
rogue
okay.
Chronosapien, bent on ruling all of time. I divided Maltruant's physical being into parts and hid them in the form of certain artifacts.
I wouldn't have...
Hold that thought. Everybody, duck!
Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Aren't you going to do something?
But
Well...
I am assessing the resilience of this time stream.
Wait, what? What? Oh my gosh.
Maybe if you hadn't destroyed the temple safe
Yeah,
first,
maybe.
that Rhino wouldn't have made it this far.
Excellent, Benjamin. Stay
Excellent?
inside his reach or he'll use the horn.
Shit. Oh my god. There you go.
Slimy.
Oh, that's good. Dude. Grab by the horn.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Thanks, sweetie.
Oh. Yep. Yep.
Spring.
Should we not be pursuing the thieves?
Should
In
be.
good time, Rook. The future unfolds as it must. Yes, till we meet again.
We meet again. For... Okay.
Later, Mrs. Tennyson.
That again? Ben, there is no way we are married.
Maltruant.
Maltruant. That's the name. Maltruant. Okay. Maltruant. Maltruant. I'm just keep saying it. Maltruant. 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 So, this episode, pretty good. Pretty good. Now, Ben and Kai's relationship. So, let's get to that first and get that out of the way, because there's been a lot of discussion about the reveal that in the future, Ben and Kai get together. Like, they are, married, and they have Spanner, Ken, whatever. And, lost my train of thought there. Sorry. So, with that reveal, like, and Ben knows, essentially, it's like, he's gonna keep teasing her with it. But we saw hints. I mean, she freaking kissed him. She kissed him as an alien, but still kissed him. As accelerated of all aliens. And Ben started to approach things differently with Kai. Then, at the end, I mean, he teases her one more time. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. And it's like, but I think deep down, he knows the future. She knows the future. And there was times where she, like I said, besides the kiss, like it was clear they both like each other. Now, people have been complaining, saying that they don't like the reveal, that, you know, it feels like it's forced because the future already has revealed it. So it doesn't feel like, you know, a surprise or anything. Like we know before we actually get to that point, because we're still within a current timeline where they're not together and he has another girlfriend. So there's still like a lot of things up in the air around that. I'll say this. The character that he had a crush on early in Classic is the one he ends up marrying. I mean, it does happen in real life. It does happen in fiction. So I'm not too upset about it. I will say, though, with this show being really wonky with time and everything, especially with freaking Maltrant, like, hope I pronounced that right, like, in the whole time sphere and how he's connected to time and all this stuff, and how Professor Paradox put a bunch of his, like, different pieces of him at different time periods and throughout time to really fuck him over, essentially, with him being a very powerful villain, which it's crazy I don't think we've ever heard of him until he appeared now in Omniverse. But anyways, so with all the timey-wimey I think timey-wimey is referring to Doctor Who. I've never seen that show, but like all the time travel and all the multiversal shit we've done, the fact that we know Ben's future is not too surprising. We've seen Ben 10,000 since Classic, so they've been building that up for a while. So I understand the criticisms against it, saying that they wish it didn't feel forced. I don't think it feels forced. I just think it's just the way they're handling the writing could be better maybe at times, but that's just me. So the reveal that it was actually a Galvan or whatever, which is the same species, of course, as oh my god, Dreba and Blue Chick or whatever in their names, and then then you have I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. The creator of the Omnitrix. I'm just blanking on his name. I do apologize. It's been a very long day, and I'm still really tired. But the fact that it's revealed it's him and Professor Paradox is the one who actually asked him to create these robots, these, you know, guards, these keepers of like the temple and all that stuff, and to keep anybody out, just to protect this piece of, you know, Maltrant. Like, I think that was interesting because Professor Paradox has been playing the long game. And the fact that it was taken, he's not too surprised about it. I think because he knows that we're on the right path, at least for now. And this is why I'm saying this. When you go back and watch the particular moment where Ben is fighting the Rhino guy, whatever his name is, and I do like the fact that he becomes like a freaking like version of Wrath that has like a wrestling outfit on, which I know he's inspired by wrestling in a sense for that character, in terms of like, I think it's like, I forget the exact like naming. You guys have commented several times like the inspiration behind Wrath, and like the idea of like how it came to be to create this character, this alien for Ben to turn into. But think on this moment, Professor Paradox, he's looking at something, a watch or something, and he's like calculating the time stream, or like basically looking at the time stream. It's going according to plan. Like, he doesn't seem alarmed at all that they're here to get this piece for their leader. And he's been having this piece protected for so long, and he's something about the time stream he's watching, and he doesn't seem, he's like, in due time, da-da-da-da. He doesn't seem phased at all. I think because we're on the timeline, or going down the path of a timeline that is right, that needs to be done. So I think we're going to see Maltrant, we're going to see him succeed in getting all of his pieces for him to become whole again, but it's got to be in a specific order, at a specific time frame, or a specific setting for it to work. I think back on Avengers Endgame. I think on the one time that Doctor Strange holds up the one, knowing this is the one instance that this goes right, and that is the time when Iron Man has to get the gauntlet and snap the freaking Infinity Gauntlet and succeed, but unfortunately dying in the process. But it was the one timeline, the one instance that it was going to work. And I think that's the same thing we're setting up here, is that we have to get to the point where it's the time where he will actually lose, and Ben and the rest of them will succeed, but it has to be by a certain set of circumstances. And I'm guessing that's going to change at some point, and it's actually going to go down the wrong path to up the stakes. That's my theory. That's my guess. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so overall, I thought it was a pretty solid episode. It wasn't like amazing, but the backstory a little bit of our villain this season, which is like the end-all be-all villain, it seems, in terms of now, this is the final season of Omniverse until this continuity is completed. So I'd like a little bit of backstory, a little bit of history, but not really too much information besides, oh, this is another piece of him that was spread around time at different locations, at different places from Paradox. Paradox has been really busy. He's involved in so many things, and it's crazy that this character who started out as just some random scientist that was a part of an experiment, and then all of a sudden he's become the one being that knows everything, that is always there to give answers, but to also be very kind of standoffish, not really giving too much away. I think he's a very interesting character. I think Professor Paradox is one of the best characters that has been ever introduced in Ben 10, continuity here. It's just so fascinating to see him and the growth of that character and how important that character is. I know the voice actor has unfortunately passed since the show completed, but he did a phenomenal job voicing the character, and I love seeing him whenever he shows up, so it's always great to see that character. It really adds some depth to what's really happening in the world. Now, one last thing I do want to cover and touch on is these new time bikes, or whatever they're called. We got to see them really introduced in the last episode, where Ben 10,000 and Professor Paradox reworked the bikes or whatever, or reworked whatever, like the truck and whatever else. Like, they were reworking what was all there and turned it into like these time kind of bikes. So apparently Kai calls Ben and begs him to come, and he shows up, but she actually never made the call. He just shows up with Rook. He's like, we already had this conversation. And then Rook tries to explain like how there's some time fluctuation. Ben's like, who cares? So something's up with this, to where there's some time manipulation kind of things, to where we missed the whole entire scene where Kai actually calls Ben, and allegedly, I think he's just messing, begs him to show up to help. But he's like, I already know all this. You already told me. But I never called you. I was just thinking about it. My grandfather wanted me to call you, but I actually never made the call, and now you're here. He's like, well, I mean, we already did talk. So he's experiencing things that she never did, because she never actually called him. But in his version of the timeline before, he technically went, I guess, a little bit back in time with Rook and their time bike, plane, whatever ship, that there's a whole few minutes of time that he got to experience that she never did, in terms of a conversation on a phone. So, strange, but that's interesting. It definitely is odd, but why not? So what did you guys think of this episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. And yeah, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the show. I don't really want to think about it too much, but it is unfortunately hanging over my head like a dark cloud, because I don't want the show to end. I don't want it to wrap up, but I am enjoying the journey, and this was another pretty solid episode. So I can't complain too much about the episode overall. It's just the fact that it's slowly coming to an end. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.